friends. Welcome to Bible Basics. It's our craft for the second lesson of Joseph. Now in this lesson, make sure you watch it. Joseph is going to be reconciled with his family, who he's been separated from for many years. And so I wanted you to do a collage today of different elements that represent people who have been apart but are reconciling and coming back together. So I'm going to be giving you some things that you can use to make this sort of a collage. And this is the one I threw together. Yours will look different, but I'm giving you some of the same elements. And I hope you enjoy this. And as you're putting your collage together, think about the importance of coming together. All right, let's get started. Let's see what's in the bag to make our craft this week. We've got a board that we'll be working on. That side looks better. We've got a bag full of materials that we'll be using to create our collage. Yep, that's everything. And then we've got a two-sided piece of paper. And this is what I want you to start with. On this side, we're going to be using the lines and the red outline here to make paper dolls. But first what I want you to do is flip it over. And very faintly you'll see two circles. Let's turn it around. And it says color within this area. So I've included a few color crayons. And I even bought some of the new Crayola Colors of the World crayons. And then I've got you some colorful ones. So I'm going to start coloring this. And then we'll see what happens next. All right, so I've just rather messily colored in this wheel on this side of my piece of paper. And that's really all you need to do. This is actually the area where the heads of our paper dolls will be, up towards the center of the circle. So I tried to use some of my Colors of the World colors so we could have multiracial people in my paper doll chain. And then I just used an assortment of colors scribbled in on the back. Now that you're done with that side, flip it over. And I've even given you some numbers to sort of help guide you as to how to do this folds. The one thing I'm going to ask you to do when you're doing your folding, be as precise as you can to fold exactly along the dashed lines, because that's going to make your life easier when you go to cut out your paper doll. All right, I'm going to start folding. In fact, you can watch the first fold or two. You can see how Miss Leigh struggles to get a nice, crisp, straight line along the black dashed line. So, there we go. That one's easy. The first one's a little easier. Now we're going to fold along the green line next. So it goes on, but now it's not exactly folding the paper in half. That's why I'm cautioning you. Fold along the lines. All right, I'll be back with you in a minute when I've got this all folded. All right, I think I've got this folded nice and tightly. You can see it's not exactly along folding the paper in half. But now I'm going to use the red lines, my step number 4, to cut out my paper dolls. So I've got to warn you, this is a challenge here. Cutting through this much paper is not easy. So if you've got some really sharp scissors, it will make it an easier task. So I was just going to start here on the feet and do the best I can. If you're not exact, don't worry, because this is actually the back side. The side with the red line, guidelines on it. So check back with me in a minute and I'll have my dolls cut out. All right, so I'm down to my last little bit here, and it's been a struggle. I hope that you're not getting all mad at Miss Leigh for making you cut through all these pieces of paper at once. There we go. And as you can see, I didn't keep exactly to the line. But I'll show you why that doesn't matter. Now that we've got this done, we're going to open it up. Miss Leigh, why are we cutting out so many paper dolls? I don't understand. The reason is, remember that Joseph had a large family. So this was a quick and fun way to make a large family. There you go. Now that you've gone to all this process of making these paper dolls, the next step is, remember how Joseph and his family had a falling out? How his brothers threw him in the pit and sold him to traders? We're going to break this chain now that you've gone to all the trouble to make it. So the family is separated now. And if you just want to separate one person out for Joseph. All right, so now we're going to flip them over to the side that doesn't have the color on it. Pull out your glue stick. And we're going to start our collage by gluing our broken up family to our work surface here. So I'll put one person here, 3 people over on the other side, because this artwork is going to represent reconciliation, how a family that's been broken apart, like Joseph's, comes back together at the end of the story. Let's put 3 of them over there. Check back with me in a second and we'll get reconciling our people. So I've got my people glued down. The other thing I'd really like to see you include in your collage is I've given you a definition of the word reconcile. And you can tear it if you need to. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. I want to make sure it gets glued on here somewhere so we can remember what the topic of our collage is. Let's put it right. What if we do it right here? There we go. The other thing I've done is I've given you the Bible passage from Genesis chapter 45 that talks about Joseph and his brothers reconciling in Egypt. So tear out a portion of this and also include it on your collage. I think that'll be very helpful. Years from now when you're looking at your collage, you can remember, oh yeah, this was about the story of Joseph. So I'm going to tear off a portion of this and include it as well. I love torn paper if you haven't been able to guess that. Let's put it right up there. So this is where you have to ask your parents for the sharpest object in your house. I pulled out an old ice pick that I've got, or a sharp nail or a sharp pencil. I would also suggest you ask your parents to maybe help you on this step. But what I'm doing is I'm poking holes in some of the hands of my paper dolls, because now I'm going to use some of my gold thread that I've put through my little yellow needle, and I'm going to connect my people once again. They've been torn apart. Pull that through the hole, and you can actually put some tape here on the back or tie a knot in it. But then I'm going to take my thread and start reconnecting these people. It's not pretty. Reconciliation is often not a pretty thing to look at, but it's important. When things have come apart with other people in your life, doing things like saying you're sorry or showing them some love, things that you can do. Let's see if we can pull that through without pulling that out. Anyway, there we go. So I'm just going to start reconnecting these people with my golden thread. So do that however you want to do it. Get your thread going from person to person, from hand to hand. Here we go, we can get one here. And then I've given you a few other things that you can use to decorate your artwork. Also, I'm sticking in a piece of newspaper. You might want to look through the newspaper pages and see if you see stories of people who need to reconcile. I've given you some hearts because love is good for reconciliation. So have fun with this. All right. I've also given you one chalk writing pen. So before you use it, shake it up. And again, like other pens I've given you, you're going to have to pump it to get the paint flowing. So remember how we gently push it up and down until the paint flows. You might have some words you want to write, like, I know this can bring people together. Right? Music can bring people back together. So do what you want. Add in magazine clippings like a picture, newspaper tears, whatever you want. Make this your piece of art about reconciliation. Hope you enjoyed this craft, and we'll see you next week.